Good afternoon, guys. Looks like we hit lunch, so waiting on Thor. I think I have my screen up, so let's double check that.
Morning, Cedar.
Hey, how's it going? It's still, well, 10 a.m. for me and 11 a.m. for you.
All
Yes,
right.
morning.
We don't
Exactly.
have very many charts to look at today. They're let.
I know we used to have like 10 or 15, couldn't get through them. So if you guys have any charts, there is a thread off of Market Talk. So it's just below it. And if it's minimized and you can't see it, you need to hit the little arrow that's next to that category and it will open it up. Although there should be something in there from Thor recently. If you have any charts you want us to go through, we'll actually go through them live. I want to double check before we go any further that I have audio on this one because that was embarrassing last time as far as the recording. Yep, I've got audio live here. So that way it'll be available for replay. And I'm also posting my charts that have the levels that I'm putting on there. Hoping Thor will post some charts too. That'd be awesome to see. So we're just having a discussion about what we see on the individual charts. Oh, just as a little side note, we're hitting anchored VWAP here on ES. So if you're in a smaller account or a definitely oversized, I would consider de-risking right here. I'm targeting the previous high of the day, 41.51 in my position. Okay, so I'm going to have you, because I do have some active trades on,
Which one are you
Thor.
looking at now?
Thor, if you'll give me the trades you want to look at, I have active trades or the tickers. I have active trades on, so I have to keep a chart up off to the side to be able to watch them. So if you want to give me the ticker, I'll throw up the chart for the
Okay,
review.
yeah. First one was GM. Option Verde wanted us to look at these. Look at this one.
I have not looked at GM in a little bit. So I start mine on monthly. I think Thor starts his on weekly. That just gives me the monthly, gives me
Yeah,
kind
I'm
of that
actually
overview.
starting this one on.
Are
Actually
you?
starting this one on daily.
Okay.
Because that's the chart that actually caught my eye. Um, it's making lower lows, and it's not making higher highs. I tried to break the trend line, a short trend line going back to March 31st, only a couple months. It broke out on 23rd of 2 days ago, and then fell right back. But that was because of the market. But it looked like it was going to try and do something, and then it failed.
So I just looked at daily. I can't even look at the chart on daily. I have zero interest. Like it makes me want to just like go to sleep, have a nap. First thing on weekly that I marked of interest would be 31.24, and that's just below us. And then below that, so I'd probably make this a range of like 30.36, like a $2 range as a support. So I'd have that'd be a pretty easy out if you're looking at longs. Um, I don't see a trade either direction on this. This doesn't excite me much. I'll do a couple trend lines and then I'll throw I don't even know if that's a trend line.
Yeah, I'm looking at it too. I just went out to weekly and monthly. I mean, if you wanted to buy it here, it's a good risk reward if you really like GM. You can buy it here at around 32 and a half, and you can set your stops under 30. Any close under 30, you can set your stops. The chart doesn't really interest me that much, but it does look like it's trying to find a bottom. So if you believe it hit a bottom and you like it, now's the time to buy it and set stops under 30.
All right. So it's a loose trend line, but we've got a couple contact points. So I'd be probably not interested in this. I mean, you could buy it with stops in that range of 30.36 to 31.24, but I'd be more interested. Oh, hold on. It's typed.
Yeah, Verde just said that he's in puts. So
He's in puts. Okay. Well, so your put and validation is this downtrend in the chart that I have up. So if you have a close over like 35, and it kind of depends on the date, the weekly date of the puts. Our ES contracts are up $387 a piece now. So we are still seeing a little bit of a seller here at Anchored VWAP. Just wanted to give an update on that position. I don't love it for puts either. I actually think we just grind sideways, to be honest. I'm not a fan of this ticker. If you look at it on the weekly, like there's so much. Let me draw our rectangle.
Still on, are you talking about GM?
Yeah, just as
Okay.
a, like we're just in this range of misery. That's been a range of misery for so long. We broke out of it in like 2017, 2018. So I'm actually going to do an updated chart there. Sorry.
It looks to me just really quick, Verde. I'd be careful with this because, the other day when the market tried to take off, it did too. So you need to be careful with that. You need to watch the market overall. And it tanked it just looks like it's following the market right now. A lot of stocks are, but that one particularly.
I'm out of my AS long at 41.48 from 40, 41.40.50.
All right, we ready for the next one?
We're ready for the next one.
Blue Party Hat wants us to look at Disney.
I was about to type blue party hat. That's hysterical. Disney. All right, here we go. Taking it out to monthly.
I'm already on the monthly, so I'll look at that first.
I guess I'm starting with some rectangles here. I usually don't do that, but I see a whole bunch of goodness out here.
Yeah, this looks kind of, just recently looks similar to GM we just looked at. On a monthly, it looks to me like it's got support right around 86, 87. That's on a monthly.
I have it right here. I have it at like I will close my daughter's commons if it doesn't hold right here. This, and I usually don't do that as long term. And it would have to be on the monthly, right? So we've got the month end business about to happen. That wick low down at 79.33 could be the hold. The 200 on the monthly, we should be nowhere near the 200 on the monthly. That's all I'm going to say. All right, weekly.
Yeah, on the weekly, it's trying to find support right here, right now at
Literally.
88.
Yep.
If I were to buy it, because a lot of people love Disney, for long term, which isn't a bad idea. Disney, you can't never bet against the mouse. If you wanted to buy it and it's for a long term port, I would buy it here and set stops
under the 2020
somewhere.
under the 2020 lows, because I would be very surprised to see it, like very surprised to see it. So yeah, that's kind of I'm going to sit in these commons. I mean, the intention was to be in them for 5 to 10 years. This is a lot more of a sell than I would expect. However, I think, let me turn on some volume profile here just so we can see what all kinds of excitement has happened at this level. All right. So we are.
It's hard to draw. I'm trying to draw a trend line here.
Yeah, there's no trend line to draw.
There's really no good spots from the top to grab.
I might have a bottom trend line off the 2020 lows that gives some structure, so I'm going to throw that on there.
Yeah, it's probably off the bottom is where you have
the bottom. Yeah, the top one I don't know what the heck. Okay.
There's nothing there.
Let me throw some horizontal lines on here just so we've got them, because I don't think.
I'm looking at 88. I mean, if I was looking to buy this, definitely I'd buy it here and set stops under 84 somewhere.
I'm just going to drop some horizontal lines in here for good measure. All right. So I would definitely, my stop on a monthly time frame is underneath 80, like 80, let's call it 83. We've got some volume. No, $80.12. So looking at that is just before the March 2020 lows. So let me, what were you going to say?
That gap that happened just the other day, was that because of the run-in they're having with Florida?
I think so. There's definitely some, there's going to be some stuff going with that. I still think, I mean, that's one of the reasons it's in my daughter's port as something that I've alerted for bull trades is I think it's a great company to own. You just have to be in the right place, and looks like we're in the right place with an easy out
Yeah,
below.
I think so too. I'll just stick with what I said. Here's a time to buy it and with stops under 84.
All right, let's see.
All right, so our next one is from Calidad and FMW ZS or I'm not sure which one he wants us to look at.
Okay, let's. We can start with PanW. I mean, we don't have that many
All right, we'll just
tickers.
look at FMW.
Yeah.
I'm a little confused. He's saying that it's a sympathy, CRD sympathy because of one that I pointed out. CRWD, I call it 140, and I think I call an exit at 48. I'm sorry, 148.25. Uh, I've looked at PNAW before. It's expensive.
It is.
It's breaking out now.
And I see what you're
This is
looking at for the
I'm gonna have to
breakout.
look at it.
I just drew from all-time highs down to an anchor attachment point August 2022.
You know, if you look at the weekly, the first thing I see is if you grab a weekly and draw a trend line across the top of 411.22, which is 208.93, it just hit that uh, again today.
A trend line or a
And pulled
horizontal?
back. It went to 208.93 was the top of the box, top of the candle back. I don't have it in front of me now, right this second, back in a year ago, a little over a year ago, 2022. And it just now hit the top of that within a few pennies. 208.93 and today 208.87. It may be topping out right here.
That's my gut feeling is top. I don't love it. So I just dropped a line at 207.79. I've got, let's see, below that. We have a volume point of control on our recent trades at 191.45-ish range. And we ran through that this month entirely, or this week entirely. So let me see what else comes up on volume. Below that, 189.07. On the higher time frames, I always try to correlate what the volume is where we've traded with what's going on with the candles.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking, the time that it hit, if you look at the weekly and you go right to the week of 4/11/2022, it was a really low volume week.
Yeah.
It looks like it was about like half volume, half average volume that week.
Yeah, I will say the volume this week is pretty spectacular. It's
Yeah,
significant. 178.79. Anybody know what that gap down or the gap up is? Looks like
yeah.
there's
Normally,
news.
when I look at a weekly candle, something like that really catches my eye. I mean, that's pretty from a year ago. It's not a coincidence that it didn't quite make the top of that candle box all the way back to a year ago. But what makes me skeptical about that thought that I have is the lack of volume back then in 2022.
But lack of volume then and significant volume now. This is
Yeah,
Our third highest volume since September of 21. So this is, and third highest volume and it was sell volume in 2020. So that's interesting. I have
yeah, I'm
not
conflicted.
looked at this ticker a whole bunch, so I'm just kind of charting it up how I would if I were trying to decide. I'd be probably looking to buy a back test, really probably into the range of like 165. It's way too expensive for me here. And if it runs without me, then I buy a breakout over all-time highs, which is the 213.73 back test. So it breaks out, which looking at the candles, this thing moves a bunch. So it could break over, but I have to have a successful back test before I'm super interested. Let me flip into the daily just for fun to
You know,
see.
if I were looking to buy this, I'd be really careful. What I'd be watching now is I'd be watching the volume. And if we start getting diminishing volume up here, it means the run was over. And what I mean by that is
These
it
marked
did have a
volumes
big
spike.
run on price here. And like Cedar said, there's a lot of volume. I start because it got up near that spot that I was talking about at 208.93 and pulled back. I start watching for volume starting to fall off there, and then I really think about
Well, and if you look at it, most of
think
the
twice
time
about
it's
getting
1 or 2 days of higher volume and then it goes back down to negligible volume. So that's where I'm out on this volume, this candle volume today, because yes, it could follow through tomorrow, but how often are there two candles in a row where the second candle is bigger? And the answer is on earnings, August 23, 2022, and then nothing that I can find in the last 4 years. So that's a
Yeah,
sit
also
out
when
and
you
wait.
look at something like this that is doing, it's kind of doing its thing here, more than likely it's going to pull back here.
Yeah. All right, let me post that
I
chart.
still never went out to a daily on it. Just stayed on the weekly.
I'm actually
Also, I
posting a
pay
daily
attention
on
to
this one.
today's candle as well.
The main reason I'm posting a daily on this one is because of the volume significance here of this breakout volume, but it doesn't follow through the ticker. If we talk about ticker personalities, it does not typically follow through on that kind of volume. And if you look at that volume, it's on earnings, earnings, earnings. Okay, that one's not on earnings, so that one's
How much is
interesting.
Cedar? How much is the volume today on that? I don't have that in front of me.
It is
It was 17 million yesterday.
actually not seeing it. Hold on just a sec. It looks like it's 35 million. It's significant, but it doesn't follow through on that kind of volume.
Oh, it's double volume from
Yeah.
yesterday.
Yeah. It's
And yesterday was a lot more volume than previous weeks. That's weird. Was there
and there
any
was
news on this?
earnings, so there was earnings on Tuesday, which is interesting to see this. So let me see the news, what's going on with Palo Alto Network shares. Let's see what this tells us. Earnings season continues to wind down. Let's see. Up more than 40%, widely outperforming the general market. Investors were impressed by the quarterly results. So we didn't just have, so quarterly results were a huge part of this. I'm not going to go into this too much, but that's why I love TradingView is you can click on this and easily pull this up. I still am not in love with what the volume is net out. I just can't make myself think that this is a good entry point. I would wait for at least a pullback in like below 200 and preferably like 193, 191 to 193 range, I think is.
Yeah, you know what? I was just going to say 193. If I was going to buy on a pullback, it'd be right at 193.
Let me put
We both get that right on
where
the
I
same number.
had that cursor. And this is off of the daily. Let me get my exact number. 190. Draw the line.
That's actually where I pulled. That's actually where I pulled 193 from on the daily.
Yeah, it's
This chart
unusual
is
for
interesting
me
though, because
to post
it makes
on
me
a
think
daily.
one thing and then it makes me think another. I love charts like that, but when I feel that way, I usually shy away from them.
Exactly.
But they're fun to look at.
All right, next one.
Um, maybe he wants us to look at ZS. That'd be the last one, I think.
ZS
Nobody
as a
else
crowd
was
sympathy. Okay,
here.
now I see that. So we're gonna do ZS.
And that'll be the end of it for the day. I've had this one up before. I think I called this one. Trying to remember.
I feel like I've looked at this one with you. I have not spent a bunch of time on this ticker, but I think we looked at it maybe a month ago or a couple of weeks ago when it was in at the like 106, 107, like it was like not clear what was going to happen. But I don't have lines on it, so that's one of the things I'm starting to do is drop these lines in so that we can have record of.
Yeah, I don't like it. As soon as I looked at it, I didn't like it.
Isn't it one of the
I think
COVID?
it pulls back from here.
Is it one of the COVID stocks? Zscaler.
I don't remember.
All right, I'm dropping some lines in here.
I think it pulls back to 117.
Can't find very many lines I like on monthly. Oh, I see that wick in October of 2020. Why you're looking at that. Let me make sure I'm tuned in here.
Well, it might even pull all the way back to 104.
I have 105.91 if we go that far
Yeah.
down. So,
I have right at 104. But if I move my cursor one direction or the other, it might say 105, but I'm looking at 104. I'd say 117, then 104.
and my 105 came off my monthly chart. I'm trying to fall in love with 104 and I'm not. Hold on. I've got 99.56 on the weekly.
You don't see 104?
Are you on weekly or daily? I haven't made it to daily yet.
I'm on a weekly now. Grab the bottom. Grab the bottom of the candle box on January 2nd.
I'm still not terribly in. Okay, 103.97. No,
I'll
103.97 is what
post
caught
my.
it. So the wick down on May 8th, 103. It's just below 104. 103.72
Yeah,
is where I'm gonna nail it.
103.96.
Okay,
I just said 104.
perfect. All right,
I posted the chart
I'm gonna
there.
pop to daily. Actually, I want to see volume 2 before I do that. ES is testing the T+2 close. So 2 days ago, close, which is 41.57.75 here. Once I pull the VRVP up, I'm still a 105. Okay, so we kind of put that as a cluster between 104 to 105.50.
Yeah, I said 104, but
Yeah. It's
Because
pretty
I never say exact.
it's pretty
To me,
heavy right there.
exactness never is correct.
When I have three of them pull up right there. So I have a weekly and a daily at 105.91 and then 104.85 and then 103.72. So that cluster right there, when I see a bunch of numbers in there, that's, let me see what else I can find on daily just for fun. Well, on daily, if we do a downtrend line from Monday, September 12th, wick high, to October 6th, 2022, we actually have a breakout right now. Go back and see what that looks like on the weekly. I don't know if I love it on the weekly, though. I didn't spot it on the weekly, so I'm not. Oh, no, that's pretty solid. All right. Well, so I'd be looking for a little bit of acceptance here, back to into that range of like 119, 117-ish. And really,
I just posted, I just posted the chart of where I got the 117. That's a daily, the one above it is weekly.
so my lines, purple is monthly, blue is weekly, and white is daily on any chart anywhere. So I'll post this weekly. After that, I like it a little bit better. We do definitely have a breakout. I tend to not do historical charting, meaning that I wouldn't move the wick over. I would just have set those where those dates were for September and October and just left them to see what the interaction was. And we did have that gap up from the recent swing low back to May 1st. Oh, that was this month. Dang.
Hey, I'm just saying this daily chart that I just posted for ZS. That's exactly what my charts look like when I'm looking at stocks. I don't have anything on them at all. Only volume. That's it.
All right. Was that the last one?
That's it.
All right.
Perfect timing because I'm hungry.
It is. It's well, I'm an hour out from lunch, but yep. Oh, Option Verde says TTM and HMC if there's any last like one. Verde, do you have a particular one of the two of those? We can probably do one, not two.
Yeah, which one, Verde? I'll pick for you the first one.
I guess I could just look at the two of them really quick and just. Oh, I'm not touching TTM. Absolutely not. Move on. Carry on. Not. I can't. No.
TTM Technologies.
Nope. Mm-mm.
Uh,
Nope.
That looks like it's going to want to pull back. The candle 3 days ago is saying it wants to, and that was off. That's off a 1350 head bump resistance. You can do the other one real quick too.
Yeah, I'm in
That's my
HMC.
thoughts.
Yeah, I do not. TTM is
EMI.
trash. So HMC, Honda Motor Company. I've got a couple of.
Loves cars.
Apparently. I love cars. I don't love car tickers particularly. I don't know that I've looked at Honda in, I don't know, 10 years. I have to say.
Never looked at it.
It's been a really long time. It would be back in like 2006, 7 before I realized I just needed to be trading what I trade well.
I don't like the chart. I mean, it looks like if the weekly candle holds like it looks right now, it's probably looking for more up. But I don't really like it. I don't like car companies anyways. Not the old standards. I played Ford not long ago because I was really watching it for the EV play, and it kind of went its own way.
We've got our volume point of control from basically this entire trading range for the last, like, I don't know, 15 years at 30.15. So anytime I can say a volume point of control for the last 15 years is at that time, I'm probably not trading it. That's my official statement on there. But I'm going to drop some levels in if it's something for you that you're interested in.
You know what? Draw when you got a chance. Draw a trend line from the top of July of 2021. It catches the third spot here today.
July of 2021. I'm like zoomed out so far. Let me go. Well,
That's on a daily, by the way.
I'm on weekly right now. Let me just
See how it looks on a weekly. You'll still do it on a weekly. Just grab it on the top of that on the weekly be August 2nd.
Howie,
It's just now catching
the top of it.
the third top on the trend line.
Let me post what I'm looking at. Mine's from a higher time frame. So my initial attachments back in 2011, February 14th, 2011. And then the next one is May 6th, 2013. And I just let it run and see what it does. So it corresponds with a pop-up to that 30 range. But then what do the options look like? I haven't looked at them, but I'm not excited by this at all.
I think because of the run up it's had since September, I think it's probably going to try and pull back. And it might be right here where it's topped out today.
Verde says TTM LO when he heard me talking about it. It was TM. Put that in there for next week, and we will check out Toyota Motor Company next week. I think I have looked at that chart, but yeah, TTM.
That's right. Too late, buddy.
Train wreck. Yep, it's done.
Did you draw another trend line on this chart that I was mentioning?
Yeah. So the secondary, the one that's on the shorter time frame, is that one that kind of deviates. But I just kind of try to do my bigger chart structure first, and then zoom in a little bit
Here,
more.
I'll just post mine. Right underneath yours, you'll see it.
Yeah.
See what I was talking about.
And I do have to hop off. I have a personal training session on Zoom that I have to start right now. So about to go make
I have
somebody
a training session too.
do some push-ups. No, it's cardio day. So probably some burpees and some jumping. All right, we'll catch you guys next week.
All right,
And we
guys.
should be back
Thanks.
to Tuesday.